first ask you the question, why do you think we should learn the CAPM? Actually, this is a question you should ask yourself whenever you encounter something new, right? So let me pick a student here. Andy, just say anything you think of. Why do you think we should learn the CAPM? Thanks for your answer. It's a little bit out of my expectation. I thought you might probably tell me because that will be included in the test 2. And that's true, it will be examined in the test 2. But beyond that, the CAPM itself is of great importance. So the point here is out of control. It helps us to answer two important questions in financial markets. First one is that why does the market risk premium varies over time? What do we mean by market risk premium? Alan, so what's the exact formula for the market risk premium? Yes, exactly. It's the return you are going to get if you hold all the securities in the market beyond the risk-free rate. In other words, it's the compensation given to you for bearing that kind of risks. And the second question here is that why do different stocks have different expected rate of return at the same time point? For example, Google has a higher expected rate of return than Microsoft for a really long period, and we can think of many other examples like this. And please keep these two questions in your mind, and I will remember you when we encounter the answer of these two questions. If all the securities supplied are held by somebody, but everybody in the world are going to hold the same portfolio P, then that portfolio P must equal to all the securities existing in the world. That is the market portfolio, and that's the idea about the demand equals supply. So this is our first important conclusion you need to remember or understand about the CAPM. And we have several proxies for the market portfolio now, like S&P 500, Russell 3000, MSCI, etc. Jenny, do you know how many stocks in the Russell 3000? Just a guess from the name. Yeah, three largest thousand stocks. And what is the weighting method? Because we want to proxy for this market portfolio. Think about it. So weighting method, like the price weighted, equal weighted, or value weighted. Kiwi, can you help her? Yeah, value weighted. We already mentioned that. When the A bar increase, how the market risk premium changes. Increase. So what's the intuition behind that? Can you explain a little bit more? A bar represents the overall risk aversion preference for the whole market.
Everybody has a high risk aversion, and they will try to avoid the more risky assets.
Yes.
So the demand for those assets will decrease, and as a result,
Partially true. You can argue in that way, but I'm going to say when the market's average risk aversion increase, people are more risk averse. So they're going to avoid those kind of risky assets. Therefore, they will ask a higher compensation for holding this risky asset. Therefore, the excess market return should be higher. And on the other side, when the variance of the market increase, definitely the market becomes more risky, then we need a higher compensation for that. So this equation helps to explain why sometimes the market risk premium is higher and sometimes market risk premium is lower. It depends on the two factors, average risk aversion parameter and the variance of the market. optimal risky portfolio is a market, which related to the equilibrium argument, demand equals supply, right? And secondly, factor model alpha are 0 for all assets. What is the alpha here? What does alpha mean? We need. What's the meaning of the alpha? What's the definition of the alpha? It won't be exam. You forgot? Alpha. How about Annie? Hello, Annie. What about, what's the definition of the alpha? What's the name for alpha? Answer? You don't know. It should be the normal return. Professor Taub should say many, many times, right? If not, then blame for him. Thirdly, is the risk premium on the market depends on the average risk aversion of all market participants, which is the first question we answered here. When the people become more risk averse, then they're going to ask for a higher compensation by holding the securities in the market, i.e. the expected rate of the return of the market minus risk-free is going to be higher during that time. All right. And fourthly, risk premium on an individual security is a function of its covariance with the market, which essentially is a beta. And here we are talking about the formula here, this one. The beta is the asset contribution to the portfolio risk. And since it represents the relationship of the risks and the expected rate of return for all securities, we call it security market line. Sorry, I show up this definition so late, but let me talk about it more in the following slide. So the most important thing about CAPM you need to remember is these two questions.